Once upon a time, in a village, there was a famous Buddhist teacher who lived in a large hermitage, dedicated to Gautama Buddha. Among his disciples, there was one who talked a lot. This disciple would constantly chat here and there, and when he went out to collect donations, he would bring back stories from every house and share them with the other disciples. He often spoke ill of one disciple to another, backbiting and trying to appear good in front of others. He would praise himself and always tried to prove that he was the most intelligent and superior in front of the guru. He considered himself different and superior to all the other disciples, often saying, "I come from a rich family. If I wanted, I could have lived a comfortable and luxurious life. But I left all that to discover the truth, to know myself, to understand life. That's why my sacrifice is greater than all of yours." One day, the guru called all the disciples together and said, "You all must take a resolution for the next month. This will strengthen your determination and willpower, and instill self-discipline in you. You can choose any resolution according to your capability. However, if anyone breaks their resolution within a month, they will return to their old routine." All the disciples made various resolutions according to their abilities and left after informing the guru of their decisions. However, the disciple who wanted to distinguish himself went directly to the guru's cottage and said, "I don't want to take a small resolution. I want to take a big and great resolution like myself. Please tell me what resolution I should take." The guru smiled and said, "Will you be able to fulfill the resolution I give you? Will it be possible for you to complete it?" "Probably not. It might be too difficult for you. Find a resolution yourself." The disciple insisted, "No, Gurudev. Whatever resolution you give me, I will definitely fulfill it." The master said, "Okay, then for the next month you must remain silent. You will not utter a single word. This is your resolution." The disciple replied, "Gurudev, is this really a resolution? This is very easy. Remaining silent for a month, give me a resolution that matches my abilities. One that I will find challenging." The guru responded, "First fulfill this resolution and then we will see." The disciple agreed, and from that moment he became silent. He initially found it easy to remain silent. He spent the first day without speaking a word, but from the second day, the burden of silence began to weigh on his mind. By the third day he started feeling heavy, and on the fourth day he experienced a strange uneasiness. All the other disciples in the ashram were talking to each other, and he wanted to join the conversation, but his resolution stood in his way. He spent his days communicating only through facial expressions and gestures. As the days went by, the disciple fell ill. His head was throbbing, he lost his appetite, and he only wanted to speak. He went to the guru and wrote, "Gurudev, I want to speak. I can't breathe without speaking. I feel like I am suffocating. What should I do? Should I break my resolution?" The guru smiled after reading this and said, "Resolutions are made to be broken, but those who fulfill their resolutions increase their inner strength. If you cannot fulfill this small resolution today, how will you handle the rest of your life? The decision is yours. You can break your resolution and return to your old routine, but remember, breaking this small resolution will reflect on your ability to handle future challenges." These words deeply affected the disciple. He returned to his hut without saying anything and locked himself in. He only came out for essential tasks and spent the rest of his time inside. 15 days passed, and while almost all the other disciples had broken their resolutions, his resolve remained strong. The whole ashram was amazed at how a talkative person had become so silent. After 15 days, he went to the guru and wrote, "Gurudev, I'm silent on the outside, but inside there are many voices, complaints and questions. The more silent I am outwardly, the louder it is inside. Is my resolution still valid?" The guru replied, "Yes, your resolution still holds. But as long as you hear the voices of others, your mind will keep talking. You may be silent on the outside, but you will be speaking on the inside. You must move away from these distractions." The disciple saluted the guru and left his hut the next morning to go into the forest. Days passed, and the time of his resolution was completed, but the disciple did not return. Everyone in the ashram feared that wild animals might have harmed him. Despite many efforts to find him, he was nowhere to be found. The other disciples assumed the worst, but the guru believed otherwise. One day, another disciple asked the guru, "Gurudev, what must have happened to our talkative brother? Could wild animals have killed him?" The guru replied, "Animals might have made him their prey, but there could be another reason for his non-return. Perhaps he found what he was seeking." The disciples had lost hope, but after 3 months, the disciple returned to the ashram. Everyone was overjoyed to see him, but he had changed. There was a profound calmness on his face and a great peace in his eyes. The other disciples surrounded him and began talking, and he calmly responded to their questions. It was evident that he was no longer the impatient and talkative person he used to be. Every word he spoke was measured and gentle. After speaking with the disciples, he went straight to the guru, touched his feet and said, "Gurudev, am I still silent? Is my resolution still in effect?" The guru looked deeply into the disciples' eyes and said, "Yes, you are still silent. No words are coming out of your mouth, and your resolution is ongoing." The disciple replied, "Gurudev, when I left the ashram, I was silent on the outside, but inside, there were many voices and questions that would not stop. I went to the forest seeking peace, hoping the chatter in my mind would subside. But the more I delved into solitude, the louder the voices inside me grew. I began to hear the old complaints and grievances I used to utter against my family, friends, and fellow disciples. For a long time, these voices tormented me, but gradually they faded away. Now I am silent not only on the outside, but also within. In the dense forest, there was no one to speak to, and no voices remained inside me. I understood the true meaning of silence for the first time. I heard the sounds of nature, the wind blowing, birds chirping, and water flowing with full awareness. I'd never experienced such peace before. I shouted, "Oh God, what kind of peace is this?" Yes, but even my shouting did not disturb the tranquility. Everything remained calm as before, both outside and within. The guru replied, "As long as we speak outwardly, there will be unrest inside. But when we turn inward, our words will come from a place of peace." Much of the world's suffering comes from unnecessary talking. People waste their energy on meaningless chatter instead of listening and understanding. Being silent helps us save energy and focus on our inner world. The lesson of this story is that speaking unnecessarily wastes energy and prevents us from turning inward. Those who wish to explore their inner world must learn to be silent. I hope you enjoyed this story and learned a lot from it. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Before leaving, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.